Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Geeks Around. I am your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. This week, once again, it's all about The Walking Dead, episode 310, titled Home. Let me go ahead and run through introductions. First off, my co-host, here with me always, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not much, just hanging out, having fun.
That's how we do it. And returning, Kim Beasley. Welcome back.
Hello.
It's getting to the point where we should start considering you a regular now, Kim.
I am a regular. Hello.
And of course, Michael Banks, who this week shouldn't be mad at me because he was not off camera at any given point.
So luckily this time, I guess I'll forgive this time.
There we go. All right, so hey, let's just go ahead and jump into this. This is a pretty busy episode. First off, we still got Rick, who's I thought he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs last week, and this week he's just making it worse. It was funny. Even Michelle was giving him a look. Michelle was giving him a look in the teaser, like, what the fuck is this dude doing? He's stroking nothing.
I thought he'd be worse than what he is. Face? I thought he'd really be going off crazy off the walls, but I mean, he hasn't done anything. He's off to himself. He's out of the way. But I thought he'd be doing something crazy, like kicking people or something, doing something crazy.
I think it's another case of Lori being a dumbass bitch, getting him out of the prison. Like somehow she's dead and she's still being a dumbass bitch.
Yeah.
But didn't we always equate dumb and stupid with Lori?
All the people, pretty much.
It's like, Lori can't even handle, driving a car on an empty road without having issues.
Thank you.
But I was kind of hoping that after she died, she would stop being the cause of so many problems. But damn, even dead, her stupidity lives on.
That explains why she hasn't really gone away, because she's still there, but just as a ghost.
Yeah, as a ghost, I bet she's dating Shane again.
That would be a good one.
Oh, that's all we would need now. It's like, yeah, that's what I want to see. Ghost Shane show up now. That would be hilarious.
He's still laughing and pointing at him.
Mm-hmm. It's like, see, I got her. It's like, after all that shit, it's like, I got her. I'm with her now. Now what?
Okay, so for once, I can say for once that Andrea was not stupid this week.
True.
For once.
Well, because she had almost no camera time.
You know what? No.
Let's just give her a little bit this week.
Because she's still at this freaking city.
Well,
what?
No, but I understand why she's at the city. Like, Michael said, she's still done because she's still at the city. Huh? Because of the people. It's like at this point she's formed companionships with the people, with the townspeople. It's like, I don't think it really has to do so much with the governor anymore, as much as she feels a responsibility to the people.
She still have an attachment to him too.
Well, yeah, probably. It's like, that's just. That is what it is. But I think that primarily the reason that she's still there at this point is more on the townspeople and the responsibility that she feels for them than anything with the governor. It's like, I think even she at this point is starting to figure out that maybe a couple of his screws are loose.
What? No. Come on. History repeating itself.
Stranger things have happened. Now,
yeah, maybe she didn't go an episode without being a dumbass, because he did the whole "you should be leading us" thing, and I think she might have fell for it.
Oh yeah, you're right about that one.
It's her. Of course he fell for
it. Well, yeah, it is Andrea we're talking about. Come on, people. Let's not be expecting any miracles.
I'm just a little special. That's what she's going to be singing next week. And stupid. Because she's, okay, at one point, okay, she did do a little bit of stupid. I was trying to give it to her not to be stupid this week, but she did a little bit of stupid because she was like, I want to go see about my friends. And he talked her into staying in the city because he knew what he had already planned.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he already had plans. The last thing he would want is for her to be around when that happened.
Oh yeah, he wanted to continue being a knight in shining armor.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that reminds me, the person, I know I'm skipping ahead. The person driving the van, do we know who that is?
No.
Not
Who
a
was
clue.
driving who was wearing the gas
It was one of
mask?
the two ladies that were on the wall. One of the two ladies that was on the wall.
Well, it can't be the one that was standing up there that she was talking to because they was already gone.
I think it was the Hispanic one. Wasn't there a Hispanic one that was kind of rough around the edges? She was trying to kill the zombie, and and Andrea jumped down off the wall and went and killed it with her knife.
Oh, the girl? The little girl?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's that one.
That would be pretty ballsy for someone who barely knows how to use a crossbow.
Yeah, I'm not.
All she had to do was drive.
No.
Yeah, but once she was in there, she still had some business to take care of. It's not like it's like, well, I'm here. Let me go ahead and park the van and open a book or some shit.
Well, she was proud of. Remember, she said she could shoot, but she liked the bow better.
Yeah, she said she could shoot, but then it's like, remember when she was actually shooting and she couldn't hit shit?
That's what happened with the van. She didn't hit anything.
Well, she managed to hit the fucking fence. Give her credit for that.
How can you miss the fence?
Hey, it can be done.
Really?
Hey, if it was my sister driving, yeah, she'd have missed. She'd have missed. If my sisters are watching, I'll let y'all argue amongst yourself of which one of you I'm talking about.
Oh, you are so mean.
My 31-year-old sister just got her not her license, but her learner's permit for the first time.
Oh God, Southern California will never be the same again. I was like, speaking of siblings, it was actually pretty cool finally seeing Merle and Daryl together. It's like, because if you guys think back, short of that little dream sequence in season 2, we've never actually seen the two of them together until now.
True.
Yeah, that's interesting how they act.
Yeah. And it is even more interesting. It's like I'll be kind of curious to know how they interacted before all of this. Because right now Daryl is fundamentally a different person than he was back then. And it's like I thought also something that was very interesting in this episode that we learned that their original plan when they first joined, the original encampment was to rob them and split. This is the first we're ever hearing of that as well.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. So it's like that kind of shows where their mindset was right then, and how far Daryl has come and how far Merle has not come.
I love the fact that Daryl took charge finally. When he heard the baby, I think when he heard that baby crying, that was like a click in his brain that said, you know what? You need to start standing up for yourself, especially after he tore Daryl's shirt. I want to know the whole story behind the stripes on his back, the bruises.
You gotta give props to Daryl. Super Daryl, protector of the innocent, defender of little children. Daryl to the rescue!
He did that because it reminded him of the baby.
Well, the story behind the scars on his back, they explained. It was their father. Their father beat Merle, and then when Merle left, he beat Daryl. Right.
That was a surface explanation. I got that part. I want to know the deep down dirty of it.
The deep down dirty. I was like, okay,
because
so
there was a lot to that from the way that
one of them until Merle left. Because it's like, Merle pretty much is like, I can't even blame Merle. He's like, Merle's like, if I stayed, I'd have killed him. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough.
True.
And I think that Daryl is going to be, he's not going to become a good person, but I think he's going to be dragged into the side of angels kicking and screaming. I think him saving Rick shows that.
As long as Michonne doesn't kill him.
That's true too. Yeah.
Well, if Michonne doesn't, Glenn will. Because like we've seen, it's like I love seeing this character development in Glenn. It's like we see him taking charge, even if he's kind of going off on another deep end for to settle this vendetta. But hell, somebody has to speak up while fucking Rick is out there talking to dead people.
I think Rick is over his dead people. That the shooting kind of
I don't know.
I think the shooting kind of woke him up.
I don't know.
I think Carl should take over.
Of course. Wait. Remember there was a conversation about with Rick in the previews, I think, about him
the teaser.
down. Remember Carl said in the teaser?
I don't watch the teasers. I very purposely don't watch the teasers.
I turn it off for it. Come on. I turn it off for it. Come on.
See what had happened. Spoiler alert. Sorry. I assumed that you guys watched that part.
Yeah, and then Tony Stark came down in his Iron Man armor, and then
You know what?
And then Jon Snow came over with a squadron of the Night's Watch, and then Walter White showed up, and he cracked open some meth, and everyone just kind of got a little bit crazy. Some shit happened.
See what had happened.
So, Michael DeAno, close your ears for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. Unless you want to hear it.
You gonna spoil it for everybody watching?
Go ahead. It's like I'm
might as well.
In it, Carl straight out tells his father that his father should stop being the leader of the group.
Yeah,
I saw that part. Like when I was trying to turn it off, I heard that little bit right there, and then I turned it off. Yeah, I heard that though.
Dad, I think you need to stop being the leader.
That was like a
That's
black
a perfect
person.
Carl, Kim.
Well, hey, at least Carl didn't take out his gun and shoot him. It's like, I mean, that's kind of Carl's solution to problems these days.
You know, he killed his mother. I don't think he'll have a problem killing his dad if he keep the craziness up.
About the smartest thing you done said all the time you've been on the show.
Yeah, no joke. It's like, that's another character very glad to see has come a long way. Oh, and I actually wanted to touch on something that I was talking about last week. Remember how last week I was saying that Michonne was pissing me off because she just was staying too silent? Apparently they heard me, and they said, all right, we need to stop fucking around a little bit. And finally we have Michonne legitimately being helpful and offering information that she knows.
Because she's trying to stay in the camp. That's what it is. They was gonna kick her out as soon as she started helping out.
No. I'm gonna disagree with that because it was Rick that was good. It was Rick that was gonna do that shit. And you see, the person that she was talking to wasn't Rick. It was Glenn.
Because he was the one in charge at the time.
So what? Rick was in charge.
He knows he wanted to stay.
But when Rick was in charge, was she saying shit to Rick? Did she say a goddamn thing to Rick? And he's the one that's in charge and whatnot. If all she wanted to do was stay in the camp, then she would have been talking to him all for all she was worth. She said nothing to him that she didn't have to say. Now, when it came to Glenn, she's straight up offering information. Oh, the governor got these, zombie and human heads.
That's a mutual. That's a mutual. Both of them want him dead. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reason. It has nothing to do with her wanting to stay in the camp. That was my point.
That was just extra.
They're both of a mind.
Because it's like, I mean, you saw when he was coming up to us, like, okay, you and me can finish this now. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this shit. Hell yeah, let's kill that motherfucker.
Well, since we on what we talked about last time, I want to say I told you so. I knew it. I told you Daryl and Merle's gonna make their way back to the jail, and Merle was gonna do something heroic to get into the freaking jail. And they gonna let him in that season. I told you.
That was a given.
I knew it.
No. I'll give that one to Michael because honestly, I thought that it would be a while before anything else happened. I kind of figured the two of them would be on the road a little bit longer than just a part of one episode. And part of me wishes that it had played out like that, simply because I enjoyed seeing their characters interact, on their own. It's like I did like seeing that. But yeah, Mike called it as like they're back at the prison way sooner than I would have thought.
I was shocked. Okay, it's two more points that like the people on the bridge, before I noticed that they didn't speak English, that's when I wrote them off for not being part of the show in the future. But I wanted some new characters, which we probably should get soon since old boy got shot.
New characters is like hell. Every time they come up with new characters, they died. It's like at the beginning of this season, we had a whole new crew. This new prison crew. There's 5 new people. We are 10 episodes in, and they're all fucking dead.
Gone.
All of them. Every single one dead.
Oh, that's right. The last one was killed today.
Yep. New characters don't survive on The Walking Dead. I'm hoping Tyrese ain't dead. It's like we ain't seen him at all this week. As far as I know, he wandered off and got himself dead. Fuck it.
They ain't said nothing about them no more.
Yeah. You can't have too many niggas on the show.
Oh, you're so bad. Okay, so see, this is one of the issues. I was sending messages to DeAno as I was watching it. I was like, I am so sick and tired of Rick being crazy. Okay, if they draw this out as long as they drew out Sophia, I'm gonna have a problem.
What? But see, here's my thing, and I was talking to her about this, like the Sophia thing. They could have just said, okay, she's obviously dead. We're gonna get past that. It's like, I mean, I don't see what you're expecting from this one. It's like, how realistic would it be if it's like, oh man, I'm tripping, I'm talking to dead people because I'm under so much stress and all these people dead, and oh, now I'm over it. Sorry, Kim, it doesn't work that way.
That's all he got to do is take a nap. He need to go to sleep.
Trauma. I mean, if he has another major trauma, like, I don't know, a gunfight, I could see that snapping him out of it, at least for a little while.
But I can also see major trauma like that drawing him even deeper into his psychosis.
Yeah, it could do either one.
So, what I would love to see is that they don't take him back into this crazy mode. Because if he's going to be the leader, they can't leave him in that crazy mode and not think that it's not going to have a lasting effect on him.
I agree with you and disagree with you at the same time.
And I don't see him part of the group without being the leader.
I see, it's like, what I'd love to see happen I agree with you. If he was going to be the leader, then they have to stop this crazy thing. But that's the thing right now. I don't want to see him as the leader right now. I don't. It's like, I'd rather, it would make more sense to me, just storyline-wise, if he's dealing with, whatever issues and helping out where he can, while other people are assuming these leadership roles. And you've got lots of people that can do it now. You've got Glenn that's a very capable leader. You've got Herschel that's very wise, that can handle that role. Now that Daryl's back, that's another leader because he was Rick's right-hand man. There's still going to have to be the thing of what to do about Merle, but that's neither here nor there. With Rick, taking his, off, being cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, I'm sure Tyrese and his little crew are around somewhere, and right now they need all the help they can get. So it would make sense for one of them to be like, okay, look, I don't know what the fuck Rick's problem is. We'll sort that shit out later. We need help because we are outgunned and outmanned. So if y'all are willing to stay here and fight in our corner, then hey, welcome to the club. And Rick can't be the one to do that. Rick is not going to be the one to do that. So someone has to.
Somebody has to, but I can tell you this much, that Rick, he has really just... even all the shooting and all that, I think it woke him up a little bit, but he still has a lot he has to bounce back from. Will he be able to and come back as a leader?
We got 6 episodes left, plenty of time.
Yeah, and a lot happens in 6 episodes on this show.
Exactly.
A lot happens in 1 episode.
Well, now at least what happened is I'm still kind of in the back of my head is remembering season 2 where it's 5 episodes would happen and yet nothing would happen. Mm-hmm. Thank God that has not been the case this time around. Otherwise, it'd have done my head in.
So the question we have for ourselves is this. Well, not ourselves, but for me, the question I have is, what's going to happen now that Daryl is back with Merle? What's going to happen to the group dynamics?
I'm sticking with my first prediction from last time, saying that it seems to be part of the governor's plan. That was phase 1, what he did. Phase 2 is getting Merle inside the camp and getting it from within. I think Merle's going to flip on them once he gets in, and that's how the key freaking Trojan horse. That's how the governor takes over the jail. That's the way I'm sticking with. That's what I'm sticking with.
Isn't that what happens in the comics? Doesn't the governor come in and take over?
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know either. That's why I'm asking.
We're not commenting on that. It's like that's a firm rule. No discussing events from the comics that have not happened on the show yet. If they have already happened in the show, fair game. If not, nope. If you want to know, it's called Wikipedia, Kim.
You know what?
In issue 102, they use a blue-black ink as opposed to a blue-purple ink.
Who wouldn't have, huh?
I'm just nothing.
Okay, Matt. We're talking. Matt, we're talking about The Walking Dead. We're not talking about people.
Yeah, one of them scientist moments. Yeah, one of the scientist that was sitting in the chair. Yeah, one of them. That's what you just walked up into your
Matt, are you
and you jumped out your skin. That's what you just had.
Wait,
that's okay.
He had a Rick moment. I'm sorry, Matt. It was just sitting there. I couldn't let that one go. Whoa.
Good God.
Thank you, Matt. I needed that.
All right, what else we got? Is like we have the assault itself, and it's like, oh man, it's like our little team got hit hard, but I'm saying is like, I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people today, is like, and they're like, oh yeah, the attack has begun. It's like that wasn't an attack.
No, that was a
test.
Planned out. He didn't want to advance. He could have taken. I think he could have taken it right then.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He stood around, sent him a message. I think that was the intent.
Yep. To send him, I think he was trying to send him a message, and I think he was trying to test their defenses, check their reaction.
Yep.
That's all that was. Yeah. So for everyone's like, it's like, oh, this is it's like, I mean, yes, that is the first stage of the assault.
Ain't the war.
That was not an attack. That was good because you could see him on there. It's like, I mean, half the time he was firing his gun, just
all up in the air.
Yeah,
and he was like laughing.
That was suppression fire. He wasn't trying to hit something.
It would definitely showed the difference between Rick and the governor in this particular episode. Is you have one that is like evil, mad genius, and then you have one that's just mad.
Yep.
I see my dead wife.
And I kept. I also said to DeAno, and I think at this point, I was so through with the whole show. I didn't even really want to finish watching it, but I knew I couldn't come on tonight without watching it all the way through. Because
hey Maria, if you're still watching, what's up? Maria Kuban from Mommy Loves Tech, just stuff to comment.
Oh, what did she say?
Nothing. We're just gonna move.
Okay, so the gunfight, I kept going. I kept getting upset because I was like, everybody's shooting, but nobody's hitting each other.
Oh yeah, you did complain about that. I forgot. It's like, it's suppression fire. They're not.
And that's
aiming
how
for
we got
each
into
other.
the suppression fire. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. Is the people from Woodbury weren't hitting anybody, and they were doing suppression fire. But the people in the prison were not doing suppression fire, and they still couldn't hit anything.
Well, they're untrained. They're untrained.
Yeah.
6 guns to 3, and they only killed one of them.
Michael, are you and I the only one here that have fired weapons before? Matt, you're a Marine. You had to have fired a weapon before.
Yes.
All right. So you telling me that at that distance you could fire accurately with very little training?
300 meters. That was about 300 meters.
Yeah, that was at least 3. It's like I would have trouble hitting him at 300 meters, and I know what I'm doing.
Especially with automatic rifle, not one shot.
Exactly. Automatic rifle, the muzzle going everywhere, and if you're not trained, it's like, okay, Kim, you get in a gunfight, and you tell me how many things you can get hit with a fully automatic AK-47 at 300 yards, and we'll talk.
Bring
The
it
shot
on.
between
Come on.
Maggie and the guy on the tower was not anywhere near 300 yards.
That one, yes,
and
but
we
they
know
actually
Maggie
hit
can
him.
do that shot because she did that shot one episode previous. Or two
They hit
episodes
him, though.
previous.
They got him though. It took him a while, but they got him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She did that a couple episodes. She did that a couple episodes ago. Yeah, absolutely. In less strenuous environments, though, it's like no one was shooting at her, or people were shooting at
Maggie
her,
is a
but
tough
only in her
person.
general direction. It's like in
Maggie-
this one, it's like she's dealing with the shock of like just this grand assault on the prison.
Maggie is a tough person, but she's not a tough person.
Yeah. And it was messed up that we lost our last dude from our last original prison crew in this episode, and then it's like Carol had to use his body as a human shield to avoid taking a bullet herself.
You know
That
what?
was fucked
He
up.
deserved the bullet once he said, I don't even know how to fire a gun. Like, what use for him now?
They got him in the head right away.
Well, I guess somebody should have gave him a water pistol. He might have been all right. It's like, give him a super soaker.
I think you should have gotten some first.
Yeah, please.
Mm-mm.
Gotten some. It's like, man, it's like it just sucks. It's like, I mean, just seriously, all 5 of the new characters that we met earlier this season are fucking dead. All
And
of
he
them.
was liking him some
I
curl.
remember back then. I remember back then. You know, before the hiatus and all that.
Yeah.
On here on Geeks Around, there was all this discussion about how all those 5 characters would fit in. Minus the couple that got killed already, and how this integration would work, and how these new characters would act with the old characters and whatnot. And I remember we spent a lot of time talking about that, and it didn't fucking matter because they're all fucking dead. It's like, damn, man.
One thing I gotta call bullshit on
Uh-oh.
is that when Rick was on the gate and he had zombies just holding him off like this, he didn't know his ass got bit. They were chewing right here on the arm and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just laid it off. He's the main character. So I was like, that is crazy. Anybody else, they would have got bit. They would have chewed on the arm or the hand that's touching them.
Oh, dude, you know it, but it's Rick. Come on,
I'm glad
Superman.
somebody brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rick. He's Superman. Really?
Yeah, holding back 2 zombies, and one just didn't go.
Okay, this was the show that was.
They didn't want to catch crazy.
I guess.
I was like, really? Rick, everything regarding Rick right now and his craziness, I'm just kind of skipping over and not paying any attention to it, simply because it's worse than Andrea's stupidity.
But it was okay though. It was like even with you had the 2 zombies versus Crazy Rick, because it's okay because once again, Superdo, protector of the innocent, defender of little children, to the rescue.
That was Merle.
Yeah, but it's like Merle was there because of Daryl.
Yeah,
It ain't
and
like he
Daryl
said.
killed the first of the 2 zombies.
Yeah, shot him with the arrow.
By the way, that was an amazing scene when Daryl was running around, shooting with the crossbow, picking up the arrow, shooting with the crossbow. That was a good scene. I like that.
Yeah, and of course my girl Michonne holding it down.
Believable.
You give Michonne a bunch of zombies, as long as she got her sword, she gonna be all right. She's gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill you, and you.
Mm-hmm.
Without
His
that
girlfriend was like, "Oh, you gonna?"
Wait, what?
She was like, "Oh, you gonna walk up on me?" She was just like, she was doing the running and stab. The run, well, not stab, but slice, run, slice. She was just. It was like the sword was like an extension of her.
I'd give it a sword, but without that sword, she can't do shit. I've never seen her do anything without that sword.
I haven't either.
She just lost all her power. She lose a sword. You drop the sword, she's like a regular person again.
Wait. No. Let's bag it up.
No, I ain't
When she was fighting the governor.
Struggling. She ain't act like she was confident like she was with the sword. So she picked up the sword and hit him in the eye. Then she got to call it back.
That's a valid point.
She was struggling actually about to lose.
True.
I hear you.
She almost did lose, matter of fact.
Yeah, but she still walked out of that.
He did too. So she lost.
Yeah, most of them.
I like it with the pass there,
His depth perception might be a little fucked up. But
Oh, a little? I think it's a whole bunch jacked up.
He needs a little hook like Merle, then he'll be fine.
Yeah, maybe a nice little, it's like, well, no, he just need like the whole Merle hookup. It's like maybe get a knife coming out of that eye or some shit. Or I don't know, like a gun barrel or something like they could reach back here and just pull the trigger or some shit. I don't know. Fuck it. That would be fucking funny.
Let's see. So, what was the whole purpose, except for the baby, of the non-English speaking people that are in the middle of Atlanta or in the boonies of Georgia to come across Daryl and Merle? What was the whole purpose besides the baby?
Daryl.
What do you mean? What was the purpose?
Daryl and it made Daryl realize, hey, you know what? I'm a good guy now.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, occasionally you'll see things like that. It's like, I mean, because the groups that we follow aren't the only, surviving people in the entire world. So
They're
occasionally,
not?
Weird as it sounds. So occasionally you're going to see them run into, some other people or whatnot. Won't be major parts of the show. Be, there and gone. So yeah, it's like, I mean, that was the whole point of that, so to speak, just to kind of show the major change in Daryl's character, particularly when it comes to Merle. It's like, I mean, you saw Merle trying to go through their stuff and whatnot, and finally Daryl's like, oh hell no, and was pointing this crossbow at his own brother, saying, get the fuck back.
Oh yeah, there was growth. We saw that immediately when he made that decision that he was going to go help them.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, it's like the entire reason that Daryl went with Merle in the first place was just to diffuse the situation from episode 309 to try to make his brother realize that going into prison was the right thing to do. It's like, that's the whole reason he went. It's like, I don't think he ever really intended to stay gone. He intended to come back with his brother.
True.
He was trying to save him. But the question is, like, I mean, now is he going to be able to? It's like, I mean, because there's two major characters at this point where you have to really want this. I think for the rest of the season going forward, it's going to be about where their loyalties lie, and that's going to be Andrea. It's like whether she's going to stay loyal to Woodbury, or is she going to rejoin her friends? And honestly, she has every reason to stick with the Woodbury crew. Yeah. And then you have, of course, Merle. Is like, I mean, I agree with you, Michael. Is like, I honestly think that he is a mole for the governor, and the first chance he gets, he's going to turn on them. And what that's going to mean is that at that point, Daryl is going to have to make a choice.
Daryl's going to end up killing Merle.
See, I have to disagree. I don't think he's a mole because I don't think he's smart enough to have stuck with Daryl after Daryl left. I think he would have been like, no, let's stay here in the prison.
He's not smart, but he's an opportunist. I don't think that would have been the original plan, but now that he has that option, I think he'll go for it because that's how Merle is.
Especially with the governor attacking the prison, Merle is going to go, hey, I can work this now to my favor.
Now he got options. He can choose either way.
Yeah, what were you going to say, Matt?
I was saying, so you don't think the governor sent him there?
No, not in so many words, no.
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think it was mutual.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's mutual.
Yeah, I was like, I see where y'all are going with that, but it's like, I mean, I'm kind of agreeing with Matt here. The simple fact of the matter is, Merle's not that smart. He's not. In order for that plan to work, in order for him to have been intentionally a mole, that would have meant he would have had to intentionally gotten, refuse to go to the prison, knowing somehow that his brother would come with him and make him go to the prison, and all that is like, I mean, so that kind of computation and that kind of analytical thinking. When I think analytical thinking, I think not Merle.
No, Merle is not analytical, but he is an opportunist, like Matt said.
Yeah, he's an opportunist. Like, if something's happening like 3 steps ahead of him, it's like that he can see. For this one, he would have had to have been thinking 10 steps ahead of the game.
And that's why
Merle doesn't do that.
That's where I think the governor comes in.
What, do you think the governor told him all that stuff? Like, well, okay, well then, then you'd have to explain to me exactly how the governor somehow knew Daryl well enough to know that he would go off with them and force them to go into the prison and whatnot. He doesn't know Daryl. Merle doesn't know Daryl.
Merle convinced the governor of Daryl. He's like his brother, blah 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 blah. Because he said that in the earlier episodes when they told him that his brother was still alive. They had that little chat about him and his brother. So that's why I think he put them in a cell to, when put the zombies on them to build their cohesion and get them two on better terms, and then they rolled out.
What? So you think the breakout was even planned? That they knew Rick was there?
Oh yes, he looked.
No. I mean,
yes.
DeAno is asking if you believe that the people from the prison actually coming in and shooting the hell if the governor somehow knew that was going to happen at that moment at that time. There's no way he could have known.
Exactly.
At that moment, at that time, no. I think after.
Wait, which prisoners?
When he was making Merle and Daryl fight to the death, the prison crew came and saved them. That's the only reason they got out. In order for the governor to have been planning this that long, he would have had to have known that was going to happen when he pitted them two against each other, and he had no way of knowing that. So he could not have planned it that far. Couldn't have. I mean, the man's good, but he's not psychic. He's an opportunist, not a fortune teller.
One guy,
I mean, it's just like
guy, he has to be some kind of freaking smart to set up that freaking town like that. He is not. He's more than an opportunist.
That's why
I'm not saying the governor isn't clever. I'm saying the governor can't foretell the future and plan based off of his visions.
I'm still sticking with the fact that those people that were that found their way into the jail that Rick kicked out, that they know the governor. Because remember, I don't know why I keep sticking in my head that comment that they made about a guy who was stockholding a whole bunch of things and they thought he was crazy and he disappeared and they never saw him again.
There's an element, I think it's the character, I don't think it's the governor. There may be a connection with that, but I don't think it's the governor.
Me either. I don't think they know the governor at all. If they knew the governor, they'd be at Woodbury.
But they don't know he's there. Remember, they said they hadn't seen him since he disappeared, so they don't know where he is.
It could be the scientist.
They didn't say anything about it.
It could be the scientist. It could be the scientist.
Okay,
I give you that, but I don't see the governor.
Yeah, I would disagree with that too. It's like, I mean, honestly, I think that was just something to explain their backstory. I don't think that guy with the bunker is in any way related to the things going right now. I think that was just an explanation of why they're still alive.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with anything going on in this season.
When was the last time you guys looked at the cast page for AMC?
Never.
There's some clues on that page.
I ain't going to it.
Oh, now you're not going to it.
I ain't never going to. I ain't never seen it.
No, what's the point? It's like go ahead. It's like back up your speculation here.
Oh no, I was getting ready to bring up an old point that we talked about last week.
Which was?
What point?
The guy from the very first
the black guy and his son?
The black guy.
Mm-hmm.
What about
him? You look on the AMC cast page.
It could have been from the first episode, though. Right?
He's still on there.
Not
everybody is still on there.
It's from the first
okay,
episode.
Who's not?
Hold on, I have to find that page. There it is. Because I noticed that today. I was like, oh, okay.
Walt, right? That was his name? Walt, something like that.
His name was Morgan Jones. Was the black guy from the very beginning.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm bringing that back up because we discussed it last week, and I wanted to let you know I found this page, and I see that he's still on there.
So Shane.
Of course he was. He was still on the show. Yeah, so Shane.
I just think that's because it was from episode 1.
Yeah.
No. I don't think they changed it.
So yeah, where's the son?
Everybody can't make it to the cast page. The zombies are on there.
Exactly.
You're like, everybody can't be on there. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I honestly think you're reading too much into that one, Kim. But who knows? It's like, I mean, maybe it's like, I mean, because
when I've had these feelings before.
When you've had these feelings before, you've been right about 9% of the time.
Yeah.
Maybe
about how much percent?
9 to 13, somewhere in there.
You know what? You guys are full of it. You just don't want to admit it when I'm right.
He has not filmed any Walking Dead since 2010.
Say what?
I just checked his IMDb. He has not filmed any Walking Dead since 2010.
Well, hey, I'm just seeing what I found today. Whether it's on there or not, you never. Are they going to really give away something like that anyway in the IMDb?
They have. They have plenty of times.
We can find out new iPhone 4 come out. They can find out if they're the freaking come out and film something.
IMDb has been responsible for a ton of spoilers, both in movie and television. But anyways, like, all right, we've already actually been doing a little bit of wild speculation. But anyone got any more they want to throw out?
I think the people in the jail gonna find out about Merle and Daryl's intentions about robbing the camp through one of them. That might be bring up the loyalty thing again.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got really. I'm still sticking with my first one though. Merle's gonna turn on that freaking jail.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that. It's like, and actually, it's like, I'm actually going to add to that. I'm saying that Tyrese's little group is going to join with this one, but it's like in that little group, it's Tyrese, his sister, and then those two other people. I'm saying that those two other people and Merle are going to join the governor's side.
I can see that. I can see that since some of the people
see that.
died. Yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm. If they don't get killed.
Yeah, assuming they're still alive by the time that happens. Which
my wild speculation isn't all that wild. I think that the group is going to go back to a vote type of situation as opposed to a Rick-tatorship or a Glenn-ship or a Daryl-ship.
Oh, come on. You don't want to see a Glenn-tatorship?
Okay, here's my wild one.
Go for it, Tim.
Lori and Shane and Shane are
Christ's sake.
I couldn't resist that.
Yo, viewers, see what I gotta put up with?
Now, why are you gonna go and mute me?
That was just crazy.
Really? Why are you gonna mute me?
I couldn't even stand that. I couldn't even stand to hear that.
Matt, stop muting me. You said wild speculations.
I could. That's too wild. That's I ain't even ready for AMC. Like 2,000 laws.
Oh, okay. Being serious. I that was just kind of sitting there. I had to just get it out there since you had already said it. DeAno. No, T-Dog is coming back. Okay.
He's gonna come back as a ghost.
Well, okay. Here's a wild prediction.
No.
They have to bring Tyrese back. They have to bring
T-Dog can
Tyrese
come back as a ghost because he'll be white then.
They have to bring Tyrese back because there's no strong black male figure in the movie. I mean, in the show right now. And you know their show, they got to have at least one, as they proved so far. One and only one.
It's like
I'm
the
surprised they didn't
Highlander.
have T-Dog and Tyrese fighting.
It is like, and Tyrese need to be hoping. It's like, I forget the actor's name to play, but he need to be hoping. It's like the second he sees they hired another black dude for the show, he know he dead.
He know he dead. Thank you, because there can only be one.
Yeah.
He's filing for unemployment.
And Michonne, I think Michonne is going to step up even more in the leadership of the group.
I think so.
Because as we have gotten to know Michonne, she sits back and assesses the situation before she actually jumps in and proactively do anything.
Mm-hmm.
which like we saw her doing that in the city. We saw her even when she was getting to know Andrea. She was, observing and assessing. And I think she's gotten to the point where she's gotten some trust in them, and she knows she can't do this alone. So I think she's going to step up, and she's going to take on some leadership, and she's going to continue kicking butt with that blade. Because that's her outlet.
What you call it wants a baby? I can't think of her name right now.
Who?
Glenn's girl wants a baby.
Carol?
Maggie.
Maggie. She wants a baby. I can see it.
Oh, it's like I actually forgot about the whole Glenn and Maggie situation because that's one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
I am very confused on why Maggie is pissed off at Glenn.
Me too.
Me too.
Wait. I didn't hear what you said. Say that again.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring this up. It's like with the female here. It's like maybe you can explain this to us, Kim, because we're all very confused.
What are you confused?
We saw Maggie very upset at Glenn after Glenn started asking exactly what happened between her and the governor. And after, when he tried to console her, it's like, she's pretty violently actually shoving him away and saying, "Get away from me." Why is she mad at Glenn?
Because she felt he rejected her until he found out nothing happened.
Okay.
Once he did find out that nothing happened, he was acting like everything was okay and all like that. And she was like, "Forget you. You didn't want to have really that much to do with me until you found out nothing happened."
Okay.
So that's what she's pissed off because he didn't want to have anything to do with her until he found out nothing had happened.
All right, thank you, because that's been doing my head in since yesterday. I can't believe I almost forgot to bring that up because I really wanted to bring that up. Does that make sense for the rest of you two guys? Are y'all feeling that?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because when it happened, I was
still
like,
find it funny that we had to have a female explain it to us, though.
Well, yeah, it's like, us is like, because us guys, you don't understand shit. It's like
I had a feeling I was going to have to explain that. I did. I had that feeling. Because I was like, oh, she has every right to be pissed off at him because he didn't really, he was hands off with her until she said that. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, sweetheart." And she was like, "Forget you. I'm out of here." Okay. What's that song by Bruno Mars? "Forget you." Or what's that, CeeLo?
CeeLo Green.
Yeah,
CeeLo Green did that one.
Yeah, that's CeeLo, and I'm pretty sure that you just said it wrong.
You know what?
"Forget You" is the censored version of it.
Yeah.
I know, it is. It is. I in my head it's "Forget You," okay?
Whatever. Okay. So it's like, with that out the way, it's like, do we have anything else for this week?
I got a Kim prediction.
Oh Lord.
In the next episode, Tyrese will get replaced by Mustafa.
You are wrong. Wrong.
I had to do a Kim prediction right now.
You are wrong.
I have a Kim prediction.
And he's gonna get with what's it called? Lauren.
All right. Well, Matt, what's your Kim prediction?
My Kim prediction is sometime in the next 3 to 6 episodes, Kim's gonna say, "I told you. I told you."
Hello.
Well, Kim would say that regardless, even if she was dead wrong. She would change what she said.
I admit when I'm wrong. I admit when I'm wrong.
Since when? Was that your New Year's resolution?
No, I always admit when I'm wrong.
When the last time?
Oh, let's make a list. Let's go through past episodes and make a list.
Okay.
I would love to see that.
First one. I sure was.
Andrea. Okay, DeAno, go ahead, get your Kim prediction out of the way.
No, I ain't got a Kim prediction. It's like we're just gonna go ahead and wrap it up for tonight.
One last thing, but what's gonna happen with Andrea? Did anybody address?
She's gonna lead.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be leading the Woodbury crew at least for the next while. It's like by the end of the season, you never know, but it's like for right now. I think she's going to stay with Woodbury.
Yep.
I have one more question.
Go for it.
Who's going to be gone by the end, and who's going to still be alive by the end of the season? I would love to hear that prediction.
That's too. I can't.
It's 6 episodes away. It's too far away to be able to make a kind of call.
Oh, you checking or something? Chick, 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 bark, 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 bark.
You tell us. Come on, tell us.
Yeah, who do you think is going to still be around?
Well, I know T-Dog is going to be gone.
oh yeah, and Dale is screwed. He is like, I mean, he is going to be gone by the end of this one. Yeah. And Shane definitely is like, I definitely see Shane not being around anymore at the end of the season.
I think Lori's still going to be floating around, messing with Rick's head.
I don't think the old guy, gonna make it. I don't think he's
Herschel?
I don't think Carol's going to make it either.
Carol might not make it because I can see Daryl retaliate, so I can see that.
Yeah.
If Carol doesn't make it, Daryl is going to kill the governor.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see him killing her, and he retaliating. I can see that.
I can actually see is like, I mean, if you wanted a real actual prediction, I could see the governor taking some hostages, and I could see Herschel, Carol, and maybe even Beth dying.
Mm-hmm.
I was with you, Beth.
Beth is just there. It's like, oh, who's that? She's still alive?
You don't want taking care of the baby.
I had forgotten about her.
Thank you.
She the babysitter.
I know more about the baby. I mean, I've seen more or heard more about the baby than I have her.
Yeah.
So she's what is that? Expendable.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's like, I mean, on this show, it seems like damn near everyone's expendable. Anybody's gonna die. But it's like, speaking of which, that's another one. Baby 2, dead by the end of the season.
Can't see it.
Wait. Oh, baby, yeah, that's that. Now, wait. If the baby is gone, you know who that's going to break?
Rick, even more?
Carl.
Carl.
It's gonna mess Carl up.
But I don't see him having too much attachment to it. You don't see him
yes,
holding her. You don't see him.
Oh yeah, you don't see him, doing that. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, that is his little sister.
Yeah.
I want to see Zombie Baby.
You ever seen that episode 1?
You are so wrong, Matt. Okay, here's my wild prediction. Sophia's coming back.
Oh, Lord.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap. This has been episode 309, 310 we're on right now. 310 discussion for The Walking Dead. We will see you guys back here next week for episode 311 called I Ain't a Judas, which of course airs this Sunday on AMC. My name is DeAno Jackson for GeeksAround.com. See you next week.